We are kind of celebrating or observing Mother's Day today on Kababayan Today, and earlier we got tips for those of us who are stressed out, the moms out there that are stressed out. I hope you learned a lot from that interview with Dr. Shani. Also right about now, let us talk to the expecting moms. And I know that when you're pregnant, there's so many things that you can't do. Can't color your hair, can't do manicures perhaps, and some of the products that you need to change in order to ensure that your baby is going to be healthy. And that's what we're going to be talking about right about now. In fact, not just that. Beauty tips from this wonderful lady. Very beautiful. Imagine you're in your 50s and you still get carded to get alcohol. That's what our guest goes through a lot, and I understand why. Take a look at her picture. She is absolutely gorgeous, and she's joining us on the phone today on Kababayan Today. Jackie is joining us. Jackie Silver, hello and welcome to our program.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for having me and for that beautiful introduction.
Beautiful headshot, and you were talking to me earlier. This was taken when and how?
Well, this headshot was taken in the last few months in a park in New York City in broad daylight with no Photoshop, no makeup artist, and no special filters.
You are beautiful, and thank you, because today you're going to be sharing your tips with us. Let us talk about expecting women. Like I mentioned earlier, do they need to change their beauty routine just because they're pregnant?
Well, definitely. There's so many different things issues that come up when you're pregnant, and also there's a lot of chemicals and pollutions and different things out there, so that you want to try to avoid that when you're pregnant. And by the way, I want to mention that even though it's been 23 years ago since I was pregnant, 22, I still remember it vividly. So anybody who says, well, she doesn't know what it's like, they're totally wrong about that.
Because you know what it's like. You went through that as well. But what are some of the beauty issues that pregnant women have to contend with?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of changes going through your body and your skin, as you know. And, you know, the skin is an organ. A lot of people forget that. It's not just some sort of, you know, covering on your body. It's an organ. So it breathes, and it also takes into your bloodstream whatever you put on top of it. So there are some chemicals and some things in beauty products that women want to avoid when they're pregnant, and actually even when they're not pregnant. And those are the parabens, that when you read the ingredients in some beauty products. Now, there are certain levels of parabens that the FDA or the agencies deem safe. But, you know, when you're pregnant, you don't even want to take any chances. So I recommend that you only use as a skin softener organic coconut oil. It looks like Crisco, but it's not.
But, you know, we're Filipinos. A lot of us are familiar with coconut oil. And so that's the only thing. And the coconut oil is good, not just for the skin, also for the hair, almost for everything.
You know what? It's good for your insides and your outsides. So you can rub a little bit into your scalp and sit out in the heat and let that soak in, and then wash it out real well, and you'll have a nice scalp treatment for no more flakes. So there's so many ways that you can pamper yourself even when you're pregnant by just using natural things like coconut oil.
And is it a sure deal when we see organic? So just because it's organic nail polish, organic this, organic shampoo, are those good, or should we look at the ingredients? And I know you mentioned parabens, so stay away from that. Anything else?
You know what? Organic is supposed to be, you know, truthful and truth in labeling, but I always read the ingredients because, and most people know this by now, but there might be one person listening out there that might not know that the ingredients are listed in order of amount. So when you read that, you know, if there's a chemical that you've never heard of that's the #1 ingredient,
right,
that would mean that that's the most ingredients. So you might want to stay away from something like that.
Wow, I didn't know that. So ingredients are listed in the order of amount in whatever it is that we're taking. Wow, that's, you learn something new every day. But also, for us Filipinos, there is a tradition or people just observation where they say that if a mom is glowing and pretty, good skin and all, that means she's having a baby girl. And if a mom is just darker or skin breaking out and just looks, you know, that means she's having a baby boy. Have you heard of that before?
You know, I love that because I love to hear, you know, traditions and that sort of thing. But there might actually be something to that. And I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I do know that when you're pregnant with a girl versus pregnant with a boy, you know, the baby boys and baby girls have different hormones.
Right.
So I could see that that could have an effect on the mother as well.
Right. And so from expectant moms, we go now to the new moms. Now, I hear about this a lot. When you then have a baby, then your life is not yours. It's the baby's life as well. And a lot of my friends are sleep deprived. And so how do you stay pretty in those circumstances?
Well, for one, concealer is a girl's best friend.
Right.
And, but you know, even if you don't want to use concealer, you know how you see women wearing cucumbers over their eyes?
Yes.
There's actually something to that. It really does help with relieving puffiness and dark circles. And also, cold, used, wet tea bags have the same kind of effect. But really, the best tip I have for moms who are sleep deprived and their eyes might look tired or puffy, you know, when you're a new mother and you put the baby down for a nap,
right,
it's so tempting to then get all your chores done. But you know what? Those dishes will wait and that vacuuming will wait. It's better to take a 6 or 10 or 20-minute cat nap when the baby is sleeping and let those chores wait for later.
Wonderful tips for us today. Thank you so much, Jackie, and happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you so much.
So far, we've dished out tips for stressed out moms, also tips for expecting moms. When we return on our program, we're going to talk about tips on how to raise successful children for the moms out there as well. Don't go away.